This man is one of my good friends. I'm so happy he's here tonight. Please give a warm welcome to the very funny, the amazing Josh Menchions, everybody!
Give it up for Steven. Can you get off here?
Yeah, fuck
Look, you know that people are so close to me before. Look into my eye. What's your name, sir?
I'm Dan.
Dan? What do you do for a living, Dan?
Software development.
Software development. I know. How long have you been doing that for?
4 years?
4 years. Who's not going to be doing comedy? I wonder who's better at their job than me. Hold on, turn me up, man. I'm a loudspeaker. Testing. Hello. Hello, can you hear me now? Feel like I'm in an old AOL commercial. Can you hear me now? Have you ever looked back in your life and realized you're probably more of a skeet than you originally thought? I'm about 30 years old now, and I've come to everyone decent. So, I don't know when it started, but I can definitely tell some stories that went over the skeet. Not something I thought I'd ever see, but here we are telling stories. So I would unofficially call it a mall skeet. But I'll tell you what now, I went in the mall with some friends, and I was waiting for my ride. And I realized they just clean and wipe the floors at the mall. And I don't know if you've ever been in a wheelchair when the floors are waxed. But buddy, it's never fucking fun. Fucking drifting, doing donuts, oh buddy. Have the time of my life. So I ended up drifting into a wall. And I broke a little tile on the wall. I'm like, oh fuck. What do? I just broke the fucking wall. So I picked it up and I put the tile back out of this place. And I'm like, you know what? No one could have noticed. It's fine, it looks perfect. So I went back and I waited for my ride. And I seen a couple minutes later, a janitor went by. And he stopped. He took a look, poked it, and then it fell off. I'm like, oh fuck, what do I do now? So you went to me and got him nearby and you said, hey, do you see who done this? And I said, done what? And he said, done this, someone broke a tile over here. Pointed at him, told me to come over. I said, all right. I can play this off, I can be cool. So, I looked over and I looked over and, huh? Someone did break the tile. No, but I never seen anything. He said, oh, it must be the mall skeets. I'm like, yeah, definitely a mall skeet. So unofficially a mall skeet now. But you know, no one expects to crumble, so it's alright. I got away with the stuff free. You know, okay, they don't expect it, or they don't want to call you out on it. Either way, I get away stuff free, it's fine. But speaking of mall skeets, the mall was the first place I got high. But I'm seeing it out there, I'm like, fuck. The more I talk about it, the more I really am a Moleskine. So I went into Midnight Skyrim release. To see how much of a nerd I am. I heard one laugh, it's alright. No one, did anyone know what Skyrim is?
Yeah.
Okay, it's all like 10% of you, that's perfect. It's alright, it's not relevant for the talk. It's a video game, okay? It's a video game and coming up at midnight and me and my friends went to the mall to wait for the game to come out because we have nothing better to do with our lives. So we get there and we're obviously there early. We get bored, one of my friends are like, hey, do you want to go and smoke some weed? At this point in my life, I had not done that before. Little did I know, this was a very big turning point in my life. I'm now officially a stoner and there's no going back. So we go down, we have a smoke, and we decided to wait in my van for a little bit. You know, a little crowded. Some of us get a bit paranoid in crowds. We're like, you know what, fuck it. We'll go to my van in the underground parking lot. So an hour later, and a couple of dumb stoner conversations, I had to take a piss. So obviously not going to take a piss in the van, right? I get out, I go in the mall, I'll go to the mall, come out, get back in the van. My friends were looking at me like, what the fuck? I'm like, what? What did I do? They said, do you not know what you just did when you left the car? I said, no, what the fuck did I do? They said, Josh, you almost ran over two little kids. Going into the mall, these kids had to jump out of the way. And I don't even fucking remember that. I blacked out. I still get high. How many times did it happen? I'm wandering into the graveyard out there with kids in there. Full of tire tracks. I just don't know it. Right? But you know, hopefully not. You never know, no. So I had a ski moment in the subway in Toronto. In case you ever know that this is the theme of the night, it's ski stories. We're in Toronto, go drinking, of course. I'm out at your friend's house. And we got in the subway after drinking the whole night. And a couple minutes in, I interviewed the washer. Surprise, surprise. So I'm just drunk enough and just high enough to not really give a fuck about anything currently going on around me. So I'm thinking, I'm like, you might get a feelings, walking back and forth. People are starting looking at me, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? Right? So if I don't look retarded enough, they're gonna do this. It's alright, I can see it. So I go back and forth, and you know, it doesn't really do anything, but I also pace back and forth with my wheelchair. Obviously I'm not actually moving, I'm not losing my legs. So the very point of pacing in my wheelchair has no benefit whatsoever. But I'll fucking do it anyway. So I'm in the subway car, going back and forth, like this, pacing back and forth. People are starting to look kind of concerned. Some of them start to move away. And then I just start screaming. Yeah. Oh! I gotta pee! I gotta pee! More people moved away. Some people try to avoid eye contact with me. So the train finally stopped. And I got out of there like a fucking bat out of hell. I obviously didn't know where it was. I didn't know where the bathroom was. So I'm away to look for it. I had to ask someone where the bathroom is. And I said, excuse me, do you know where the bathroom is? And she said, what? I'm thinking to myself, this is a very bad time for you to not understand what I'm saying. Bathroom, where is it now? She put it that way, and away I went. Finally, I'm like, fuck man, I've been going down this hall for 5 minutes, where is it? Get to a dead end, there's no fucking bathroom. Screaming it again. Sunset was gone. So fucking bad. So I'm like, you know what, maybe it is the other end of this station. So I go to the other end. I'd seen a missus. He gave me the wrong direction on the way. Gave her the fucking stink eye. Like, you fucking bitch. I need to piss myself because of you. So I get there and I finally see the bathroom in the distance. Oh my god, hallelujah. There in the fucking bathroom. And I passed the guy on the way in. He looked like he was in a similar situation as myself. I'm fucking you up in the wheelchair. I can go faster. I'm going past you. So I get in there and I finally get to the urinal. And oh buddy, what a fucking piss it was. The best piss of my life. So, and then the guy that was behind me, he comes in. He runs into the stall. He slams the door and he starts yelling. I'm like, oh fuck. Why is he yelling? I'm alone at 2 a.m. in a bathroom in a subway station in Toronto. Why is this man yelling? Am I going to die? But there's nothing I can do about it. I can't leave. I'm still pissing. I'm still standing in the urinal. I'm like, come on. I'm trying to fucking push it out like a fucking fire hose. I'm afraid that this guy who's yelling next to me is gonna pop out of the fucking stall and stab me. I have enough disability problems. I do not need to be stabbed. I would very much like to go through my life without that happening. So I finally got out. Buddy's still screaming, and I'm like, man, because I'm after sobering up at this point. The big long numb, all that adrenaline going through me to try to stop myself from pissing sobered me right up. So I start realizing what I've been like in the past 30 minutes and what I've done, and I'm like, oh my god, is that what I look like? That screaming man? Is that what I've been like for the last 30 minutes? Fuck! No wonder no one wanted to be around me. For those of you who followed me in my early comedy career, I used to perform in Peter Eastern's pub. Is anyone here familiar with Peter East?
Yes, sir. Peter Eastern, my treasure up across the Newfoundland, man.
Right on.
Yeah. Sure enough.
Don't know what you said, but right on. I'm deaf in my right ear and you're on my right side, so good for you, buddy. Peter East's pretty sketchy. There's always some kind of character in Peter East. The guy that I designated Canoe Man. So Canoe Man had eyed me from across the room when I finished one of my sets. So I'm looking at him and instead of giving up and walking over like a regular fucking person, he goes from one chair to another chair, to another chair, and to the chair right next to me. And then he stands up. I'm like, okay, well, we're already off to. And the first thing he said to me, he said, hey, do you ride canoes? What the fuck do you say to that? I said, no, I don't ride canoes. He said, well, you look like you got a lot of upper body strength. And he does this. Upper body strength. What the fuck is that? What the fucking fly away or something? Said, you look like you got a lot of upper body strength. I'm like, no, man, I'm just crippled. He's like, all right, well, you know what we should do? We should go canoeing. And he says, you know, I have a cabin that's 4 hours away. We could go canoeing there. And I look at him very strangely, of course, as any normal person would, when a stranger asks you to go to a cabin that's 4 hours away. Don't say yes. So I looked at him weird, and you must have noticed, like, you must have realized how weird the fucking question was. So we dialed in the back, and he said, or we could go to Powers Pond and go canoeing there. And keep in mind where I am. I live Peter Easton's. So I obviously don't want to say yes. But I don't want to say no either. Because again, I don't want to get stabbed. So I said to him, you know what, buddy? I'll think about it. I'll get back to you and I'll let you know. And he said, all right, my buddy, I'm here every Sunday. You just come down and you let me know if you want to go canoeing. I thought to myself, I'm here every Sunday. And this is the first time I've fucking seen you. But sure, buddy, whatever you say. So I come back next Sunday, and what do you know? Canoe guy is not there. Never fucking seen him again. Gone like the wind. Lying awake and I'm wondering, did Canoe Guy ever find his canoe partner? And if so, are they now buried 6 feet under? I hope not. But you know, everyone needs a little someone. I'll be found as someone. And decided not to kill them. That would be the lovely ending. At the end, there's the ending that's in my head. It's my head canon for Canoe Guy. I don't have a name for this next one. This little drunk old lady decided to interrupt my set one time. And she stumbled into a sea. Little old lady who probably drank more than she weighs at this point. So she's sitting there for a minute, I'm doing my thing, I'm getting a bunch of laughs, night's going on. And then out of nowhere, the little old lady decides to stand up and get on the stage with me. Excuse me, fuck. And I almost tripped. She got up on stage and she sat down in a chair right next to me. And she fucking put her arm around my arm and started mumbling in my deaf ear. So number one, you're mumbling worse than I am. So I'm not going to hear that. And number two, you're in my fucking deaf ear. So I'm definitely not going to hear you. So it took me and the host about 3 to 5 minutes to try to get her off the scene. So on my way home, I thought, you know what? I really want to know what she was trying to tell me. Like, did she have some future notes that I needed to know? But you know, the more I thought about it, the more I realized, hey, she was probably so drunk, she did not realize she would even at a comedy show. She's seen a person with a disability up on stage, and everyone was laughing at him. She thought everyone was laughing at the cripple. In fact, they were laughing with me, at least I like to think so. So that puts me there. She thought everyone was laughing at the disabled guy. And you know, all power to her. She really thought she was doing good, but that bitch ruined the whole show. Well, I know one more story for you. Who here uses Tinder? Well, you know what it's about, because it fucking sucks. Let me tell you that much, man. I tried them all, man. I tried Tinder, I tried Bumble, I tried Facebook dating, I tried fucking fun. I can't even think of it right now. And they all fucking suck. There was one mention of it's been on Tinder. And she was not really a conversationalist. Give me back to me with one-word answers. And you know, I like to talk, as you can probably tell. I like to have a conversation with people. And I'm like, you know what, before I go next, I'm gonna have a little bit of fun. What's the worst that can happen? It's a stranger online and I'm probably never gonna meet. Keep making this in. Hey, have you ever fucked a cripple? She said no. And I said, hey, would you like to? She said, sure. I mean, it wasn't a confident yes, but it also wasn't a no. So, long story short, I had some fun that night. So, whenever you're, you want to break the ice on Tinder or whatever you use, so to ask you, have you ever fucked a cripple? It works. Thank you, everyone.